Welcome back, guys, and today we're doing something a little bit different. Still riding here, obviously, but riding something a little different. We're actually at a motocross track, and before you woods riders click out of this video, we're still going to be talking about woods racing and why motocross helps, and should you ride motocross for woods and enduro riding / racing. So getting right on here, about to enter the track, do a little practicing on this motocross track. So it's kind of a semi-local place for me. It's Kingsville, and we're gonna go out here and really. So I want to take this video and kind of talk about a few things to kind of give you guys the short answer. Is Moto good for woods? Yes, I think it is. I think it does help quite a bit, and the few reasons why is corners, intensity, and then really just like the versatility that it gives you. So we'll just jump right into the corners. And for me, if you break a motocross track down, you really have two main things. You have jumps and corners. And what's the saying that they say? Is it jump for show, corner for dough? Yeah, so that, I think it's really true. And jumping fast, scrubbing, doing all that cool stuff, yeah, it may help a little bit, but the real speed comes from corners. And so like I said, if you just have corners and jumps, then you can really work on those corners that you're going through and really focus on hitting your corners good, going smooth, fast, committing to them, good braking, good acceleration, and just getting faster and faster. Even if you're not working on one specific thing and you're just trying to go around the track pretty fast, then you're naturally probably gonna get better at hitting corners and going faster through them. So out in the woods, what do you have? You have corners, logs, roots, rocks, all that stuff, but the main thing is corners still. And to me, I always say everybody can go fast in a straight line. If you take a C rider and a pro rider, put them together and say, go fast from here to here, it's probably going to be pretty close. I mean, the pro rider may pull a little bit, but it's going to be a lot different if you say, we're going to go around this corner, and this one. It's going to be a lot bigger difference, going around those corners or having a corner track, whatever, just because the corner speed is where people's speed and their time comes from. That's where you can make up the time, is the corners. So, and I'm not saying you can't make any time on going fast through rocks or up hills, but the corners is the main thing. If you can dial in your corners, then that is going to help so much. And just like I was already saying, if you can be smooth into them, be on the throttle hard on the brakes, and then on the throttle hard out of it, but still being smooth, that's really the key. So if you take a pro's video and just watch it with the sound, they may not look that smooth when you're watching it, and then watch it without the sound, I bet you they look a lot smoother, just because you don't hear the bike revving out and maybe bouncing off the rev limiter or whatever. But the pros, that's what they have figured out. They have it figured out to where they can be on the gas hard but still be smooth. So that's just one thing to think about there. And then kind of moving on to the intensity side of it, if I was to go out in my backyard or out in the woods somewhere and make a woods loop, and if it was just me or me and a couple buddies, say, it probably wouldn't get as rough or as intense as a motocross track would be. So if you go to a motocross track and you have an open practice day, then the track is going to get ruts like you see here, and boom, right there. I mean, right there, see, you need to be working on these corners a little more and be smooth through them. But jumping back to the intensity, if I was go to a motocross track and you have ruts, bumps, whoops, then it can be more intense than just going out and trying to ride a woods loop by yourself. That's going to be smooth the whole time you're riding it, because just you and a couple buddies can't really get a packed in dirt and whatever super rough like you can a motocross track with lots of guys on it. So when it comes race time, that's a different story. Just look at the GNCCs and look how rough they are and the intensity that you're going to be at going through that track. And then also, Enduros, and the tracks may not be super rough, but you are pushing 110% the whole time. So, and I think it's just kind of hard to do that out in the woods by yourself, when you could, do something like this. You get the heart rate up pretty close to what it would be racing, and you have that intensity that is going to be pretty close to what it is going to be racing. And if you take, for example, Stu Baylor, he has the Shoals MX, kind of his facility, his place, and he has at least 2 motocross tracks there, at least 2 corner tracks that I know of, and then some woods out there. But the main thing that I see him riding on his Instagram, social media, is the motocross tracks and the corner tracks, and that kind of goes back to the corners are the main thing. And then the intensity side, if you can get the corners in intensity, then that's a lot of what you need for woods racing too, because you're going closer to a race pace, in my opinion, than you would be trying to go out and ride in the woods by yourself. So just taking the woods out into the a little bit more open, make it rougher, bumpier. It just makes your heart rate go up, makes it more intense, and kind of brings the pace up a little bit. So that's kind of what I think the pros are trying to get when they're riding motocross track in these corner tracks. If you look at pretty much any pro social media account for woods racers, is what I'm talking about here, you'll probably see that they ride some moto and some corner tracks, stuff like that, just because I think it gives them that intensity and the corner speed that they're looking for. So moving on to the versatility part of it, these all kind of go along with each other, but in this one I'm going to use Ryan Sipes as an example. Now this dude, I look up to this dude because he's good at everything on 2 wheels. He can ride GNCCs, motocross, supercross. I'm sure he could probably ride Enduros. I'm not sure that he's really raced them too much, but I know he's done flat track, hill climb, hard Enduros, everything pretty much. So, and that just kind of goes to show, if you ride one thing, you're probably going to be good at one thing. But if you ride all the stuff, then most of those skills are going to carry over into something else, and you can use them with whatever discipline that you're actually trying to go fast at. So he's using every single piece of it. I bet like at a GNCC, if you're going around a flat grass track corner, he's probably using some of the skills he uses when he rides his flat track bike. And then same with hill climbs. If he's going up a hill at an enduro or a hard enduro, he's probably using some of the same skills that he's using when he's racing a hill climb race. So kind of that's really the whole point of the whole video. A little bit is motocross is gonna help with whatever racing you do, in my opinion, because it can help with corners and intensity so much, and that's just going to carry over into the woods and help you with that. So let me know what you guys think is kind of the best cross training, or it doesn't even have to be on the bike. Let me know down in the comments, and I hope you guys learned something, got something out of this, and we'll see you guys later.